Hey guys, it's Stephen here. The day after Manchester City's very wonderful, very satisfying 2-1 Carabao Cup victory over Aston Villa. My throat's a little bit sore today. I'm definitely a little bit tired after that glass of wine I had last night on the live stream. But it was wonderful and it was absolutely worth it. I'm genuinely very happy today. Watching Manchester City win a trophy will never, ever, ever get boring. And I hope you're all good as well. I hope you're all feeling wonderful. Today we're going to take a look at 5 things that we learned from that game because there are plenty of talking points. And I want to dive into a little bit more detail before we turn the focus to the next trophy, which will be, of course, FA Cup with Sheffield Wednesday on Wednesday, fittingly enough. But I want to say thank you before that to some of my latest patrons. Now, if you don't know, basically, I'm trying to do this channel full time. It's very difficult. Hopefully, I'll make enough to keep a roof over my head and make the content that you Manchester City fans deserve. And so far, the reaction, the support has been absolutely amazing. Seriously, I cannot thank you all enough. You're all absolutely wonderful. If you too want to get involved like these people here on screen have, and I'll give them a shout in a second, patreon.com/esteemed company. There's loads of tiers, including getting shout outs like this in the $3 tier. You can even get extra bonus content, which is going to start as soon as tomorrow for $10 a month. And there'll be at least 4. I'm going to aim for up to 10 extra videos every single month for Patreons and YouTube members. And also, there's more than that. You can get an Esteemed Company mug. You can get your own dedicated videos. You can get absolutely loads. So if you want to go and check it out, feel free to at patreon.com/Esteemed Company. I want to shout these heroes out. Byron Davis, thank you very much. James Crossley, the $3 tier one's there. And also Chris Calloway, who'll be getting that bonus content very soon. And also, as well, Farsad Ahmed, who's getting an Esteemed Company mug. He's going to have my face on a mug, drinking his brews or whatever. Thank you very much, Farsad. Guys, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. Thank you very, very much. Right, let's get on to the first thing that we learned from this game. And where else can we really start other than Phil Foden? He was absolutely majestic yesterday. And the importance of yesterday can't really be downplayed by any stretch. I think this is very important for Pep Guardiola as well as for Phil Foden, because I think Guardiola actually needs a little bit of pressure to play Phil Foden. And if you woke up this morning and you've seen any newspapers in any store anywhere, or even just looked online, the headlines have all been about the Stockport Iniesta, the young Manchester City fan. It's all been about how good he is and how he's the future of English football and all that kind of stuff. The hyperbole has massively kicked in, of course, but we've had him on the front page of the Times with Henry Winter saying he should go to the Euros as well. So the pressure, I think, is actually good. I think Guardiola actually probably needs a bit of pressure to make him play more, because we all saw yesterday just how good Phil Foden is. This guy absolutely bleeds blue blood for Manchester City. He really is City through and through. And seeing him yesterday start, and actually start on merit given how well he's done in the previous rounds. I didn't expect he was going to start. I hoped he would, but I didn't expect it. But yesterday showed that he's there because he deserves to be. He's there because he's one of the best young players in world football. He's there because he's a fantastic squad player already for Manchester City with absolutely loads of technique. It was the maturity for me that stood out. Bear in mind, he's played like about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes in the past 5 weeks. That is literally it of football. And then he rocked up at Wembley as a 19-year-old, totally lacking match practice, and dropped that kind of performance. In an unfamiliar position as well, out on the right wing. His technique and his touch is absolutely majestic. And the way he glides past players, that energy and that pressing ability as well, but that ability to run past people, it's just critical. Genuinely, absolutely brilliant stuff from the young lad yesterday. His passing, his ball retention, his movement, his touch, his assist as well. Really intelligent run off the back post, then a header back to Aguero. Phil Foden is ready, and we really have to start paying attention to this boy's talent. I know we all have as fans, but Guardiola, I think we could actually see him start to kind of bow to public pressure a little bit, and I think that's a good thing. I genuinely think it's a very good thing, because Foden is very, very special. And also, secondly, is that we're focused. We're very, very focused at the moment. Now, it was very easy to maybe start writing the season off a few months back or whatever. You know, we'd blown this massive chance of kind of challenging Liverpool for the Premier League title. We were miles behind. We had a couple of defeats. Everything felt really negative. And all of a sudden, just like that, we beat Real Madrid. We've also then won a cup as well. How is that not incredibly positive? We're in a very good situation to actually have a season that could go down in history yet again for very different reasons than the previous ones. Now, just imagine if somehow we sweep up an FA Cup and Carabao Cup double. And who knows if we actually go further in the Champions League and go very far. All of a sudden, this season could be one of our favourites ever, even more so than the last two. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. And the reason that I'm feeling confident at the moment, I'm not going to say we're going to accomplish that? We might not. But the reason I'm feeling confident is because the team are obviously incredibly switched on. They're incredibly focused. The game management recently against Leicester in particular, Real Madrid, and even against Aston Villa has been absolutely a top class. Seriously, you can tell the players really want to win. They've really got that taste of success. And this could genuinely be the springboard to push us on to more silverware. Fingers crossed it will be indeed. That didn't make any sense. Fingers crossed that it will be. Thirdly, on to Stones. The debate rages on and on. Now, initially during the game, I was very disappointed with John Stones because I felt it was a mistake of his own making. The kind of mistake that John Stones makes these days, because I personally deem it as a lack of attention, because he kind of got his head caught in between two things, whether to pass it with his foot or head it, and he kind of fell over and did absolutely nothing. Now, a lot of people said, that's harsh, he fell over, which I understand. I would say he fell over because of his own problem. One thing I will actually agree, and I got into a few debates with some people, is that Stones is actually a good squad player. He largely is a good squad player, but I would counter that by saying I think the reason I'm disappointed in Stones is that he should be so much more than a squad player. The last bit of good form we saw for him was back in the 17-18 season when he looked absolutely top class. He looked like he could be one of the best young centre-backs in world football, and that was a while ago now. And all we've seen since then is inconsistency, really being honest. We've seen injuries and we've not seen him reach that level. And even though, yes, he could be a good fourth choice centre-back, maybe really, I want him to be more than that, you know? Sometimes you're more disappointed at people that you expect a lot from. And John Stones could genuinely be absolutely top class. It should be, and I kind of slightly pissed off at him and also, I guess, the squad around him, that he should be the guaranteed start alongside Laporte. He was meant to be him, and he showed signs of it being him. It shouldn't have been such an issue when Kompany left. I know players don't always fulfill the potential, but something about the Stone situation, I don't know, I get a gut instinct that he's got a little bit to do with it as well. The lack of focus, all the stories about his infidelity and his problems at home personally, and that kind of stuff affecting his focus. Well, that's on him. And if it's been affecting him this long, he needs to really kind of grow up a little bit, really. He's meant to be a senior figure in this team now. As it is, he's currently the fourth choice centre-back, and that's not good enough. He could be so much more. And I do think in general, Guardiola was right to defend him afterwards, and I thought his reaction to that mistake was very good, so we'll defend him there. But the Stones debate will rage on and on and on, and it's only he has the solution. Fingers crossed he solves this one. Fourthly, I want to give a shout out to Rodri. I thought he was impeccable yesterday. The guy, he's only 23 years old. It's sometimes hard to remember because when you watch him play, he's so mature. He plays like a leader. He's got a real physical presence. He's got a presence kind of emotionally as well on the pitch. And I thought yesterday he was impeccable on a very big stage. And the best players, they step up when it actually matters. And yesterday I thought he did. Now, really, recently, he's had some criticism about not being perfect, which is kind of understandable. That sounded a bit facetious, but he's had some criticism for a few mistakes he's made, and some of that's been fair. I mean, I think he's had a very up and down season, kind of like some bits where he's looked like an 8 out of 10, the odd 9 out of 10, and some 6s on the odd poor game as well, but I think yesterday he showed exactly how good he could be. He was so composed in the middle. He was snapping into challenges. I even liked a little kind of Fernandinho-esque, dirty kind of bastard technical foul that he did when Kevin De Bruyne lost the ball. I love that kind of cynicism. I think a good defensive midfielder needs to have that side to the game. I'm not condoning cheating, but it isn't a cheat. He just gave away a free kick. And I really like the defensive awareness of that, because sometimes you've got to take one for the team. But I really like the fact that he kind of stands up and makes himself counted. Now, he isn't perfect at the moment, but you've got to bear in mind he's coming to a team defensively that's been a bit of a shambles. And it's been so hard to step into Fernandinho's shoes. It's not easy to do that. But yesterday he showed that he does have the battle for it. And more than that, his passing was fantastic. Obviously, the pre-assist for Aguero's goal with a sumptuous lifted diagonal over to Foden. And then even then, he's becoming this physical presence at set pieces. That header was absolutely powerful. It was a rocket of a header. And he won another one in the second half, which he nearly scored from as well. If he starts to develop that side of his game, which I think he is doing, it could be almost like our Tim Cahill. I saw someone else say that, but that would be massive. He's very good. He's genuinely very, very good, and we need to kind of be patient with this guy because he's got so much potential. And if he could go to the very, very top next season, I reckon he'll be even better. Finally, has anyone seen Cancelo? Has anyone got a milk carton out and put his face on it? Because he was conspicuous by his absence yesterday. Joao Cancelo, this guy that we spent about 60 million on, has really underwhelmed this season. Some gut instinct of mine says he's going to be gone in the summer. Like, do you know when you get the impression that someone just hasn't settled at all in the league? And I'm getting that impression because for him to not be involved yesterday, given the fact as well that he's played in most of the rounds, was crazy. Not even on the bench at all. That was really, really, really surprising. I thought he was going to start this game, and he's just not there at all. Now, sometimes in a very competitive league, players, they struggle to settle or whatever, and they kind of struggle to adapt to life here. But I think he's played pretty well when he's been involved, but he just can't get a look in at all. And given, once again, the fact that he's been involved in this competition, it does ring alarm bells. I'm starting to wonder if we will see him gone in the summer. I mean, he's a very good player, but a player of his quality and the money we put into, you'd expect to see him involved in like this. It is genuinely an enigma. I don't know the answer. Nothing's really been said yet. No one's really come out and said anything, but I would not be surprised if his agent is already looking for a move in the summer, which would be a big shame. Maybe we'll sell him on and maybe Angelino, and who knows, maybe we'll bring in like some young right back or something like Pedro Porres, maybe that guy who's been on loan in Spain. Who knows, but it is an issue there. I mean, I think it'll solve itself in the summer, but it is a shame, isn't it? Because I had such high hopes for him. Anyway, that is just 5 things that I personally learned from this game. What did you make of it? I'm still very, very, very happy about that, because Manchester City winning trophies, despite what people say, will never not be fun. I absolutely love this team, and I love watching them score the goals that they do. Guys, thank you very much to all these names scrolling down here. These are my patrons. If you want to support the channel on Patreon, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. I will love you forever. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you keep liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. It helps much more than you realise. Thank you for being absolutely awesome. I hope you enjoyed your evening. Subscribe, like, comment, all the usual stuff, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video in a bit.